Welcome to the Rugby League History channel on this Bank Holiday Monday. This afternoon I'm going to be doing my preview and prediction for the 2022 preliminary finals. Two massive games. Who's going to make the grand final for 2022? It's anyone's guess, but I'm going to be doing my best to give you a good preview and a prediction for these two matches, so stay tuned. The first preliminary final this weekend kicks off on the Friday night. This one's being played at the Queensland Country Bank Stadium in Townsville. It's North Queensland up against Parramatta. These two sides finished third and fourth on the table respectively, going into the final series, and they've made their way to the preliminary final. For North Queensland, this is their first ever home preliminary final in the club's history. As for Parramatta, this is going to be their first ever match at the Queensland Country Bank Stadium there in Townsville. These two sides met once previously this year. They were in round 8 and North Queensland absolutely battered Parramatta. They won that match 35 points to 4 there up in Darwin. I remember the game quite well because Brad Arthur decided to put his son in at 5'8", put Dylan Brown in the setters. It didn't work out for them on that occasion, and that were a failed experiment. These two sides, in the last 10 meetings, North Queensland have won 6, Parramatta's won 4. Parramatta's record overall in Townsville, going back to the old Willow Sports Complex, they've played 18 matches, 6 wins, 11 losses and 1 draw, so the record up there isn't too good. And I do remember in some of the matches, especially in the 2010s, they got some hidings going up to Townsville, some 30 to 40 point losses. These two sides have met in the finals twice previously, and Rugby League history, yours truly, was at both of them matches. 2005 preliminary final, Parramatta were the overwhelming favourites to win that, and they lost 29-0. And then in 2017, once again, Parramatta were the overwhelming favourites against North Queensland, and they lost that match 24 points to 16. For Parramatta, going into this game, as was not the case in the previous two, in this game they're going in as the outsider. In the 2005 and 2017 finals matches, they were the overwhelming favourites. Now the shoe's on the other foot for North Queensland. So I well and truly believe that North Queensland are the favourites going into this match. They're at home. The conditions are going to suit them. It is going to be quite warm up there. I should know myself because I lived in Townsville personally, and I know that if you're not from there, if you haven't been there for a while, that tropical east, that heat really saps the life out of you, and just standing in one place will make you sweat. So I know when Parramatta go up there, I think they're already up there at the moment trying to acclimatise to the conditions, but certainly on match day it's going to be very tough for them out there, especially in front of that sold out home crowd there in North Queensland at Townsville. For this match, my heart obviously wants Parramatta to win because I'm a Parramatta supporter, but as a betting man, and if you were putting money on this game, you'd have to lean towards North Queensland. I think it's going to be a very tight match. I think that there might be 1 or 2 tries that will decide it, but I'm going to go for North Queensland to win this match between 1 to 12 points. I think that Parramatta do have a chance to win, but as I'm doing a preview and I'm trying to be honest as possible, I can only see maybe a 25% chance of Parramatta getting over the line. They're going to have to play one of the games of their lives to overcome this North Queensland outfit. So hopefully Parramatta win, but as a betting man and as someone that's not trying to be biased and trying to give you, the viewer, a proper preview of this match, I'm going to go for North Queensland to win 1 to 12 there on the Friday. The second preliminary final comes to us on Saturday. This one's between Penrith and South Sydney, and this one's being played at Stadium Australia there at Homebush. Penrith, as we all know, they've only lost the 2 matches all season. They finished as league leaders, aka minor premiers, and South Sydney have been on a bit of a roll coming into the finals, and they've continued that right through the finals, and now they find themselves in their 5th preliminary final in a row. In the last 10 meetings, Penrith have won 8 of them, and these two sides met recently, only a couple of rounds ago. Penrith won that match 26 points to 22, and that's how they secured the minor premiership this year. Before 2020, these two sides in their entire histories had never met each other in a finals game, and in the space of about 2 years, this is going to be their 4th meeting. Of course, at the moment it's 2-1 in Penrith's favour, and they obviously won the big one, the one that really counts, last year in the grand final. The last time that South Sydney beat Penrith outside of the finals was in round 7 of the 2019 season. They beat Penrith 22 points to 18 there out at Penrith Stadium. For South Sydney, there's been rumours that there's a bit of injury cloud around Alex Johnson and Havili, and looking to replace them, Jackson Paulo and Davy Mole, or as I call him, Gravy Mole, or Moali, or however you pronounce it. So I think they're 50-50. Obviously, Johnson and Havili will want to play 1000% if they can, but if they're ruled out, I think Paulo and Moali will go in there. This is going to be a preliminary final, I think, where attack meets defence, similar to the semi-final which just happened in the Super League about a day and a half ago. All year, Penrith have been defensively very good. If you look at all their matches, they're only conceding about 6 to 12 points a game, and there's only been 2 sides that have scored 20 plus points against them for the entire year. One of them were Parramatta and the other one was South Sydney. And for South, it's just, for them, they're a great attacking side, so it's definitely going to be attack meets defence in this game. How I see this game going, I'm going to go for Penrith to win 1-12. I think just logically it's the correct decision to make. South Sydney are no doubt the outsiders. I think some of their players are going to have the game of their lives if they're going to overcome Penrith. I know that Souths have got some great attackers, but just the way that Penrith have defended all season, I think it's going to be very hard for South Sydney to score points against Penrith. If Penrith really show up in a mood like they have throughout the entire year, I think even the likes of Latrell Mitchell might find it difficult to break through Penrith's defence. But in seeing that with South Sydney, they got some X-factor players, especially Latrell Mitchell. As I've said in previous videos, he's one of them players where they can be down, or they could be nothing really going on the pitch, and then he just decides to just go bang and off South Sydney go, and he can change the game just like that. But I will go for Penrith to win this game 1-12, and my prediction for the grand final is, I said it about 2 or 3 weeks ago, I see a Penrith against North Queensland grand final, but we'll just have to wait and see. So anyways, everyone, that's been my preliminary final tips for 2022. Hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, let me know in the comment section below, and let me know who you think will progress to the grand final. Anyways, everyone, I'll be coming out with another video tomorrow, and then on Wednesday I'm back on the View from the North podcast with Just Rugby League. We'll be talking about the Super League grand final for 2022, where my team St Helens play against Leeds on the Saturday. So anyways, everyone, I'll catch you all later in them videos, and I'll see you all soon. Alright, tatty bye for now.